What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm here at Kia in Bradenton, Florida with this brand new and refreshed 2026 sports vehicle. It's technically not out in the market yet, but they slowly starting to trickle into the dealerships. And Kia hopes it's going to be a huge deal and help with sales. Now, this is a very, very busy market segment, the compact SUV segment. So they needed to put their best foot forward. In today's video, we're going to find out if they did or not, because I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out, exterior, interior, technology, capacities, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. Sportage was redesigned for 2023 model year, so this is a refresh, not a full-blown redesign. And I think Kia listened to the customers. When they did the 2023 redesign, they were bold, they were brave, and I think they might have gone a little bit too far as far as the front-end design with those boomerang-style lights. So they fixed it with this refresh. In my opinion, they put more traditional-looking lights, also that better align with the rest of the lineup. Let's take a look. As you can see, it's different than the 2025 that is sitting right there, especially in terms of the front end. So you have the brand new lights, which I think better align with the rest of the lineup from Kia. We have the LED projector lamps, amber daytime running lamps, turn signals, and we have this new tiger nose grille with a big Kia logo right on top. Now, this is a wolf gray color with some black accents, looking really sharp. Now, let me know which one you like better, 2026 or 2025. And I know for a fact that many people weren't crazy with this boomerang light style from the previous generation one. So I think Kia did us a favor, but making it look more mainstream, because sometimes too bold or too brave might not be good. Well, let's take a look and see what powers it up. And that hasn't changed. 2.5-liter four-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive is standard. You can also opt in for an all-wheel drive. What else we have? Underneath the hood, we have some sound insulation and still a prop stick, which I'm shocked because some of the lesser models have the hood struts. Now, this vehicle gets 28 miles to a gallon as far as the combined mileage, 25 in the city and 33 on the expressway. As we take a walk around the corner, you'll notice that the side profile hasn't changed much at all, with the exception of the front end. And it's still the same size. As far as the length of this vehicle, 183.5, wheelbase 108.5, width 73.4, height 66.9, and then the curb weight on this vehicle 3737. That's the total weight of this vehicle. If you look at the wheels and tires, this one sits on 18-inch rims. We've seen that design before, if I'm not mistaken. 235 by 60 is the tire size, and Kia goes with Kumo tires. Now we have some black cladding around it. We also have the reflector marker lights right here in front, and I like the bottom of it is finished in both black and the polished aluminum plastic trim. In the mirrors itself, you'll find the turn signals, blind spot assist, and yes, we have the remote entry access without having to push any of the buttons on the key, only the buttons on the door. That's only for the front doors, not the rear doors. Bottom of the doors is finished with, the windows I should say, is finished with this polished or satin chrome with this trim that's so typical to the Sportage and other Kia models as well, that's been around last model year as well. Now we have the low profile roof rails. And as we go to the back side of this vehicle, it almost looks identical. Now, as far as the shape of the lights, you can see that the 2025 and 2026 are almost identical as far as the design. Now, this, of course, has a slightly different bottom portion of the bumper, but it looks close. What's different is what's inside the plastic mold of the lights. So the insides of the lights have changed. Now we have more cleaner LED. Well, look, I think that's also an improvement. Big Kia logo in the middle, Sportage on the side. The wiper is hidden underneath the gate spoiler, and then we have the third brake light. We also have the shark fin antenna, and scrolling down, you have the reflector lights, no visible exhaust, and if you were to tow something, it is rated for towing up to 2,500 pounds. However, you'd have to use the aftermarket trailer brake control. Let's open this up. EX comes with a power lift gate, and you can see those lights blinking, how nice and visible they are. We have 37 cubic feet behind the seats that are folded up, extending to 69 if you fold down the seats. And you can see 60-40 split. In the back here, 12-volt power outlet, a lever to help you fold down the seats, and then underneath we have a spare tire as well as the tools to help you remove and change the tire. That's what's going on in the back. Let's see what's going on the inside. Let's check out the room in the back seat. Down 6 feet tall, or almost 6 feet tall. Look how much room I have. I adjusted this front seat to my regular driving position, and I have plenty of knee room, shoulder room, and headroom, so there's enough room for at least 2.5 full-size adults. Now, the interior is very interesting as well. Let's check it out. So starting here with this rear door panel, I like that Kia is using some soft touch materials right here on the inlays and the armrest. Everything else is hard plastic, but we have a little bit different texture right around the door handle. Then, of course, we have the window control, a bit more storage at the bottom, and the speaker. Now, moving inside of this vehicle, the seats are covered with the Syntax material, which is the man-made leather, looking good, feel really comfortable as well. In the middle, we have the armrest with 2 cup holders when you fold it up, and the seats can be adjusted so it can be reclined. So as you can see, this seat can be straight up as such, or it can be pushed as the seat that we have on the side. What else is cool? We have the USB Type-C built in the seat backs. We have little hooks in here, and I think these are like the tablet stands that you can put in the back, or maybe even hang something off of it. We have storage both in the driver and passenger seat backs that you can put more stuff inside, and we have vents for the back passengers. A little bit more storage, and a very, very slight bump in the floor. Now, this one has the sunroof package, which is the panoramic sunroof, and we still have plenty of headroom. Let's check out what's going on in the front. And of course, we're going to test the sound of the door from the outside. Boom. Pretty good. And then we're going to do it again from the inside. But let's take a look and see what's going on. So we have the window mirror lock controls, more storage at the bottom, of course, the speaker, and then we have the reflector lights here. Now we have the driver power seat. For the passenger, we still have the manual adjustments. The seat is more profile than in the back, nice and comfortable with the forward-facing headrest. That's actually really good, at least for me. I don't know about you. On the side of the steering wheel, we have the dimmer, we have the gate opener, traction control, you can turn off, and the electronic parking brake. And we also have the adjustment on the steering wheel itself. Now it is tilt and telescoping, and a lot has changed on the interior. Let me jump inside and show you what. Let's listen to the sound of the closing door from the inside. Boom, that is pretty solid. I had to get this vehicle started because it's getting hot outside. And here's what welcomes us, a completely different steering wheel. It's flat at the bottom, flat at the top. We have the Kia logo. Instead of the middle, we have it on the side. Drive modes moved to the left-hand side of the steering wheel. And here's what we have. Left side buttons. We have the menu, which controls what's going on in the middle of the instrument cluster. The lane keep assist, and then you can adjust the gap to the adaptive cruise control. You also have up and down OK to select. On the other side, we have the mode button These are not drive modes. This is the customizable button that's on the steering wheel, another customizable button on the steering wheel. And then we have the volume adjustments here, and then of course up and down, as well as the voice control. Now, instrument cluster. This is the lesser instrument cluster, which means it has the part that is adjustable, that's configurable right in the middle, not the whole screen. Now this, I believe, is going to come on the top of the line trim, like the SX and higher trims. But we can check what drive modes are available. So we have Sport, Normal, and My Drive. And what other options are available in the middle here? So we have the tire pressure, current, trip. They can turn on the adaptive cruise control back to the tire pressure. And then I believe a few of them have some adjustments up and down, since last reset, auto stop, since refueling, etc. And then back and forward. This is your information screen. That's it. We also have the gear indicator, temperature 82 degrees outside. And moving on to the main infotainment system, hit that home button to see what's available here. What's important? Okay, the rear view camera. Okay, I like the quality of it. Yeah, it doesn't take the entire screen. However, it does take a good portion of it. And then we have 3 different settings for that camera. Oh, now it takes the entire screen. Beautiful. Okay, let's go back, put it in park so we don't roll. Then we have the Sirius XM. We also have the AM and FM as far as the stereo phone projections. Now we have the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, both available wired or wireless. We're going to cancel that. Valet mode, vehicle diagnostics, service maintenance, notification, online manual, and setup. Really clean menu to see what's going on. And if you're not sure how to work your vehicle, how to operate your vehicle, you scan that QR code, and then you're going to go to the owner's manual online. Okay, go back to the main screen. Anything interesting? Let's take a look at some of the setup features. So you can have the vehicle, sound, device connections, Kia Connect, cluster, buttons. See all those buttons that I showed you that are customizable on the audio system, on the steering wheel, mode button, buttons on the steering wheel, infotainment system, climate mode button, switches, screens. All of this can be customized. So let's say on the steering wheel, you have the mode button that can control the Bluetooth, audio, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, phone projection, sounds of nature, USB music, FM, AM, Sirius XM. So basically your sound sources. Now the up and down buttons on the steering wheel, you can change the favorite station frequency. So depending on what you want, you can customize that with Kia, which is a really elaborate system. Go back to the home screen and go to setup here. Again, we have the cluster setup. So cluster theme selection. Now they are linked to the drive mode, but we have still A, B, and C. And I got to tell you, with this particular one, I'm not sure if you're even going to be able to see the changes, but basically just the colors change of the background, and that's just about it. We're going to link it to the drive mode. And when I come back and do the higher end trim, you're going to see more customization with this. Back to the home screen, that's what we have. Now, another cool feature that Kia has, and they've been using that in several different models, is this dual screen right here. That can be served as what it is right now, which is the climate control, which, by the way, we have the dual zone climate control in here. And then the front window defroster, rear window defogger, or vice versa, auto climate, air circulating button, etc. Or you can hit this button right here, and that switches on to some of the shortcuts for the infotainment system: home, map, search, seek, track, media, and setup. That stays as a volume and power button, and this portion right here stays the same. Now we have the file and tune on the other side. I want to hit the map button, and yep, it doesn't have a built-in navigation, so you have to use the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. And as far as the sources for your audio, we have the FM, AM, and Sirius XM. Down here at the bottom, you have your power station. Essentially, you have 2 different USB Type-C ports. One of them is for charging, one of them is for charging and data. And we also have the wireless charger, heated seats, engine start-stop button here, regular looking gear shifter, And then we have the hill descent assist. You can turn on or off that automatic start stop feature, parking sensors, and turn on your rear view camera, and press the auto hold to enable the auto hold mode, which, by the way, if you are in drive, push this button and the vehicle is going to stop unless, even if you take your foot off the brake until you hit the gas. Now we have the adjustable cup holders, which can disappear basically. And let's see how that works. Push those cup holders in. The arrows are there to point out which directions. Now we have a lot more storage. If you want to open up a cup holder, boom, and it's done. And a bit more storage, as well as the 12-volt cigarette lighter style power adapter right at the bottom. What do you think about this new refresh, guys? I think it's fresher, it's more stylish. I think they're going to sell a lot more of these too. Okay, we have mirror, nothing too special or crazy about it. Kia Connect. We also have the emergency button, of course. Panoramic sunroof, a big panel right here that opens up. It's a one-touch operation. We have the nice windscreen and the LED lights, even on this fairly base trim. Mirrors, they have a separate illumination up on top that you can turn on or off. And this is the interior of this 2026 Kia Sportage. Let's talk about pricing. Take it for a spin. At the time of this filming, which is April 22nd, Kia hasn't published the pricing on their website, so I have to guesstimate. And I have Car and Driver open, which is the magazine. They're pretty good with estimates. The EX, the MSRP is about $32,000, according to them. Let's take a look. So if $30,490 and $1,395 for destination charge, so the base price would be just under $32,000. Now, this vehicle has a $1,000 panoramic sunroof, $495 color, which is the gray wolf color, wolf gray color, I'm sorry, and the carpeted floor mats for $180. So $33,590 is the MSRP, or $560 is the MSRP on this particular one. Now, according to Car and Driver, the LX is going to start around $30,000. The X line, which is a model above that, $35,000. SX 36, SX Prestige, $38,000. SX Pro Prestige at $41,000. That, of course, without any added options from the factory or from the dealership. So, you know, depending on what you're looking for, probably going to top off at around, you know, $45,000, $46,000. Now, this is one of the three engine options that are going to be available if Kia continues with the same packages as they have for 2025. So we have the Sportage, Sportage Hybrid, and Sportage Plug-in Hybrid. And I think all three of them are going to join the lineup relatively quickly. As soon as they get one at a dealership, I'll definitely come back and make another video for you to see what they are. On paper, 187 horsepower is not a lot, but see how that translates into real life as far as driving. Before we take it on the road, I'd like to do a test of turning. So let's see, we have this parking lot right here. I'm going to turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. I'm going to make a circle, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we didn't hit that car. And we have 4 parking spaces to turn this vehicle completely around. So definitely a very agile vehicle. I also have a bit of an open space at the very, very end of this parking lot. And we're going to try the acceleration from the stop. Of course, I'm going to take that on the road and see how that translates into a real life driving. All right, I have nobody around, nobody's coming. Okay, we got it up to about 30 miles per hour right here in this parking lot. And yes, it wasn't the fastest or the most exhilarating acceleration. However, for everyday driving, I think that this is pretty good. Now, I was talking to someone recently, and we're talking about another SUV, and people are complaining that the 0 to 60 on that SUV was 5.9 seconds. I think it was a Ford Bronco or something with a bigger engine. Yeah, 5.9 seconds. And I go like, you know what else was 5.9 seconds? When I used to work for Honda in the year 2000, there's this convertible Honda S2000 came out, and the 0 to 60 was 5.9 seconds. So we just want faster and faster and faster. But the truth of the matter is, the most important part is, hey, can I safely merge into traffic? Can I stop on time? So that's a lot more important, especially when you're buying a non-performance SUV like this, a compact SUV to take your family to school, to go on everyday errands, and that's basically what you're looking for. Now, overall, very nice and quiet, right? I like the visibility, mirrors, decent size. I like the size of this mirror too. If nobody's sitting behind me, I have a clear view of the road behind me. I'm gonna turn around and do one more quick attempt at the acceleration, and I'll tell you what the numbers are when tested. Let's go. All right, it's a 50. That's it. I mean, it's enough. The hybrid definitely is going to be more powerful one. The plug-in hybrid even more than that. So if that is not enough for you, there are other options. But I think it's substantial for everyday driving. Now, the numbers, about 9.1 seconds, 0 to 60. So a little bit behind some of the competitors. That's where it was tested. Some people say that it should be in the high sevens, which maybe this is. I don't have an equipment to test it. Neither I care, to be honest with you, for a vehicle like this. But it was good enough for me to merge in traffic and accelerate. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this new and refreshed 2026 Kia Sportage. Do you like it, or do you prefer the version that was here for 2025? I like this better. I think the front end is a lot more attractive than the other one. And the inside is very nice and comfortable. Not sure about the steering wheel. That's something that I've noticed, and more vehicles are coming up with this squared off steering wheel. But overall, a good looking, nice driving vehicle. And here's one important thing too. We can't forget about the warranty, because Kia still has the 10-year, 100,000 miles warranty on the powertrain. So best in class. Well, if you go to your local dealership, you might find one. You might get lucky and find one, because they're slowly start arriving at the dealership. The official release date in a few days, in about a week. So yeah, I mean, go test drive one, see if you like it, and let me know what your thoughts on. And if you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.